uh, save people and put out the fires from the burning building.
They stop fires, I'm assuming. Yeah.
They put out fires and rescue people from burning buildings.
They fight fires, they help with minor emergencies, they probably do like car accidents and stuff too.
Well, I think they fight fires. Put out fires. That's about it, right?
So I think firefighters obviously respond to fire calls. They respond to accident calls, any sorts of EMT work for heart attack type of things, guys who blow out their backs at home, things like that.
I don't know, probably rest and just hang out in the firehouse and probably get prepared and work out and stuff.
Eating sandwiches on their time off.
Well, I know a lot of firefighters are aspiring cooks, and a lot of them join up just to cook at the firehouse.
I'm not sure. I can't really think of anything on the top of my head. Saving cats up in trees.
My name is Mike Moore. I'm a battalion chief at Waterloo Fire Rescue. I've been with Waterloo Fire Rescue for 27 years. I just started 27. I started in 1989. Currently we have 6 firehouses in Waterloo. Main fire station, and then Station 2 located on LaPorte Road. Station 3 is out by Allen Hospital on Donald Street. Station 4 is at Amesboro and University Avenue. 5 is on Nevada Street, and Station 6 is on Amesboro at Dixon. In the early 1960s, Chief Harold Smith was tasked with building new firehouses for the city of Waterloo. And he had the foresight to position and build those houses in different parts of the city even before the city had grown into them. For instance, Station 6, which is at Amesboro and Dixon Avenue, it was a cornfield. They built a firehouse in a cornfield, but he had, because of his foresight, he knew that that would be right in the middle of Waterloo, and it certainly is at this time. So Station 6 is a good example, and those stations opened in about 1970. They started building them in the 60s. Station 2, formerly Station 8, is in the Crossroads area. And when that was built, the only thing out there was Crossroads. There was some old neighborhoods, probably within about a half a mile, but it was pretty much in the country. Again, cornfields and things like that. The city grew into the fire stations and where they were at, so to speak. So now we have the series of firehouses around the city that have overlapping districts, and that allows us to make responses that are generally 4 minutes or less. That's our goal, is 4 minutes or less. So if it gets outside a 1.5 mile response, we may go a little bit over, but we try to make our goal is to get to the fire engine or the ambulance within 1.5 minutes, and then get on scene within 4 minutes. The 4-minute response gives people that are having heart emergencies or some kind of medical problem, it gives them a better chance for survival. When it comes to fires and things like that, obviously we want to get there as quickly as we can. And the way that those territories overlap, if Station 2 is out of the house and Station 6, they can come into their territory. It's going to be more than 4 minutes, but the way they overlap, it's still going to be generally a pretty good response time. The guys today are out at the Hazmat Training Center, which is our fire training center, and they're doing firefighter rescue. It's called Mayday training. What they do is, if a firefighter finds himself in a situation that he can't get out of, some kind of a dangerous, if he falls through a hole, if he runs out of air, whatever it might be, he finds himself stuck and in a situation, he hollers for Mayday. So he uses the radio, he calls a Mayday, 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 and from that point there's a series of events that happen. And it is truly a series of events, because we have an incident commander outside that has to answer the Mayday or acknowledge it, and then send in a crew of firefighters to help rescue that firefighter that's trapped. Sometimes it's pretty intense. We try to make it as real as we can so that when you get into that situation, you know what it's like. Every day is a training day at the fire station. If you're on duty, you know, for 8 hours or something you have to be doing. Mondays, for example, is a truck day. So on Mondays, after we clean the house, we go through every piece of apparatus that we have. We check the engine, we check the equipment, make sure everything's in condition and ready to go. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday are a kind of a department training day. So if there's an organized training event that's going on, something that everybody has to do, it's held on those days. It may be tech rescue training on Tuesday, it may be hazmat training on Wednesday, and an EMS training on Thursday. Sometimes the whole department will get together and each shift will have it on one of those days. Thursday, and there's also things like Wednesday is a maintenance day, so we take care of all the lawns that have to be done. We do windows, you know, just normal kind of, I don't want to say busy work, but it's things that have to be done around the firehouse. So we have those days as well. Thursday is another training day. Friday is an open day. If there's any time where there's not organized training going on, there's always firefighters that have their nose in books. There's 1,300 plus streets in the city of Waterloo that if you're driving an apparatus, you need to know how to get there. It's nonstop, and I've been there for 27 years, just starting. And every day for 27 years, I've learned something. It just never ends. And if somebody tells you that there's downtime, it's because we're tired of training. You know, it can go all day long, essentially. So there's always something to do. Thursday is an informal type training that we might do. Is we'll send everybody out to the compartments in each apparatus, and we call it cleaning the compartments. But what we do is we'll take out all of the equipment, lay it out, clean it up, and then we go over what it's used for, make sure everybody's familiar with how to use it. And you know, that takes a couple hours just to go through an apparatus and clean the compartment, so to speak. Friday's an informal EMS day, so if for instance, my crew, I'll put on the schedule, have ambulance training. And 3 of the frontline ambulances will make sure that each house gets some type of EMS training, even if it's simple as you know, familiarization with how to run the cot. We've got a few different cots that we use, different ambulances, so we make sure that everybody's familiar with cot operation. We don't want to drop a patient or not be able to fold it up or whatever. So very informal, but necessary. And you know, it doesn't have to last all day long, but you know, that type of training is very important every day. Our turnout gear, the gear that we wear into fires, is something that's changed dramatically over the last probably 30 years. It encapsulates us so much that it almost makes it dangerous. My father was a firefighter. He retired a battalion chief in 1997. They didn't wear hoods, so when they went into a fire, they might have a breathing apparatus, but they didn't wear a hood. And when they got in so far, and when it was hot, their ears would burn. They'd come out with blistered ears. Well, now, and since I've come on, we wear a hood that protects our ears. And our fire gear and our hood and our mask and our helmet, all the stuff we wear encapsulates us so much that it almost makes it dangerous. We get in so far and we can endure so much heat because of that equipment. Sometimes we don't know the danger that we're putting ourselves into. So that's kind of an example where technology is great, but it can also be kind of dangerous.